Morning, guys. Mark, Wired Customs. You already know, that's why you're watching it. You have another 2020 Chevy Silverado. I actually like this color a lot. It's like a metallic gray. We've done a lot of these, a whole lot. Well, let's get to the point. Customer brought us an amplifier, and he already has 2 10s and the speaker box. He's got the real Pro Box. The real Pro Box, if you guys do not know, for the last probably 2 years now, to get the real Pro Box, you have to purchase it with their speakers. There's no other way. I've even called the owner and tried to get him to give me the box only so I can use our speakers, and he kind of told me to screw off. And so because of that, we don't do business with them. So bad company right now. But we're gonna install these slimmer speakers here. And we're gonna run them on a full bridge amplifier. Full bridge amp. Hopefully the crossover will play as low as it's supposed to. It will work. It will work for sure. Is it really optimal? It's not really optimal. And I had that convo with the customer. That way he knows ahead of time. We're always upfront with people if you're purchasing our product or if you're bringing us product. That way, once we take your money, if there's any problems, we've already had that convo. We're a place that don't like problems, and transparency is what stops problems. So for this one here, we're gonna, the integration piece, because we're gonna utilize the factory radio, we're going to use a DD Audio SC6, and that will allow us to tap into the factory radio signal and provide us with RCA out. Actually, correction. I sold him a DSP. That's why I was walking over here and I was looking at product, like, what do I grab? And HKI DSP, because he's going to ultimately add a 4-channel amplifier, and the DSP, there's no need to purchase 2 parts. A lot of places won't care. They'll tell you, okay, let's give you this standard integration piece, and then when you're ready to upgrade, then we'll give you another part you have to have. They won't even go here because they don't know how to use DSPs, and they're scared of the new technology. This is not all places, but when I state this, it's probably about 80% of places aren't using DSPs because it's newer, not new, but newer technology that's exploded in the last 2 years. We try to use them on everything because it's a huge change in clarity and being able to time align the right with the left. If you're running a rear stage, time aligning the rear. If you think about it, if you're in the driver location right here, this is why a DSP is very important, okay? If your head is right here in the driver position, this speaker right here to your left, how far away is that to your ears? 25, 30 inches, 35 inches, depending upon the car and everything. And how far is this tweeter from your ear? Generally around whatever that speaker is. But the problem is Those speakers over there are way farther away, okay? So when they're playing at the same time, unless you use a DSP. A DSP can correct this and tell speakers over here on your left to play not exactly when this one is playing, and it's really quick. It's in milliseconds. That way they both reach your ears at the same time. That is very important. If you've ever got in a true SQ car and it blew your mind, it's because they were using a DSP. That's why we use DSPs on almost everything. It's in almost all of our demo cars. It's on our demo board. I can also tell each speaker independently what frequencies to play. Why is this important when you're running active? When you're running active, it's very important because I don't want this tweeter using the amps crossovers. I just don't want that. I can't dial it in right. I can't dial it in perfectly. The tweeter is going to play a different frequency than your 6.5 will. If you're using a passive crossover, you can still go through one, but I would always run it active. Personally, active is always the best option. Active costs a little bit more money to wire up because the tweeter now needs its own input. Each speaker can be crossed over exactly where you want it, and time alignment and auto correction. There's a lot of stuff that a DSP can do to help you out. The whole purpose of every car that comes into our store here is to get it to sound good. Why would you not want it to be optimal? You always want it to be optimal, right? Always. Or you wouldn't have came here. You would have just kept your stock in. People that come here care about their audio and they want it to be nice, loud, at high volume. Especially people in Texas. They love to turn it all the way up for 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 hours in a row without stopping. Don't do that, because that's not a good thing to do. If you had a race car, you wouldn't drive your race car for an hour straight. All right, guys, we're gonna get this knocked out, and if you guys have any questions, please reach out, wiredcustomsmotorsports.com.